ليلوم الخوف والكوابيس والخيانة، ليلوم الخوف والكوابيس والخيانة، نحنا قدامنا الصباح، نحنا قدامنا الصباح.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gedamna Elsabah's Poetry for Sudan event. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge that this event is being hosted here in Burulu on Sovereign Wajak Nungabuja, and that a lot of our participants are based in so-called Australia on unceded Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island lands. Gedamna Elsabah pays our respects to elders past and present, and to all First Nations people across this continent. As a group of settler refugees, we extend our solidarity with First Nations people across the continent and acknowledge that the systems which have allowed us relative safety here in this colony are the same ones which create dispossession and oppression. We recognize that sovereignty was never ceded. This is and always will be Aboriginal land. If you're based in so-called Australia, please, when you introduce yourself, tell us which country you're on. So Gedamna Elsabah is a cultural forum that's concerned with creative and cultural work and the edification of its intersections with civil political resistance in Sudan. This forum is committed to human rights issues and the effective role of the arts in politics and social change. Today's event is to raise awareness of the situation in Sudan and to practice active and radical solidarity. Today we'll be hearing from poets from across the world as they share their poems for Sudan. The situation in Sudan has been dire since two factions from the previous dictatorial regime began a power struggle on April 15th, 2003. The use of heavy weaponry in densely populated areas in Khartoum and other parts of Sudan has led to thousands of deaths, tens of thousands injured, and millions displaced, and massive amounts of destruction. The two generals leading this war against the Sudanese people, Al-Burhan and Hemeti, have had a history of violence and face numerous allegations of war crimes and human rights abuses. Together, these two generals carried out a military coup on the 25th of October, 2021, sabotaging the transitional Sudanese government that was a step towards democracy in the country. They undertook this coup using the Sudanese armed forces and the Sudanese Response Forces, which is a rebranding of the Janjaweed militias, which are the two forces currently battling in the densely populated areas. Currently, the Rapid Response Forces slash Janjaweed militias are using civilians as human shields, while the armed forces are using heavy artillery against the militias. The loss of civilian life has been catastrophic in all areas of Sudan. Sudan civilians at the moment cannot access medical cares as hospitals have been destroyed. There is little access to clean water, and there has been a catastrophic collapse of all infrastructure. The situation changes daily, and we see the issues that are arising daily. There has been mass internal displacements and also exits towards refugee pathways. And this event is mostly to focus on how art can be used as a force of testimony and awareness sharing. And we are very thankful for all of the artists who are joining us here today. Sudanese politics and art are not distinct things, they are one and the same. And so it's very fitting that we have this event. Our second speaker today is Tineke Van Der Eecken. Tineke Van Der Eecken has Flemish-Australian multilingual heritage. She is much traveled and writes about experiences in places damaged by colonial history. Her memoir, To Verse, which was published by Wild Weeds Press in 2018, was shortlisted for the 2016 TAG Hungerford Award and followed her collection Café d'Afrique, which was published in 2012. Her poems have appeared in Grieve, The Lake, Other Side of Hope, Tampa, and other journals. Her collection, A Place to Land, was published by Mala Press in late 2022. Thank you for being here with us today, Tineke.
Thank you, Rafeif, and thank you, Afeif, for inviting me to this event. I'm really honored to be here, and it's a privilege to express my solidarity with the people of Sudan and hope for peace. I also speak from Walyalap, Nungabuja, and pay my respect to elders past, present, and emerging, the custodians of this land, which was never ceded. I have chosen to read this poem for you today, which goes back to a time, and I'm privileged to live in a country where there is no war, and to grow up in places that are safe and with a degree of welfare. And from this privileged, I can only speak from very small experiences. And what I'd like to share is a time when I lived in Burundi, and there was fear for civil war, and I was relying on a friend to explain to me what was happening. So I'm just sharing this poem which had some words in Kirundi, the language, national language of Burundi, which I tried to learn when I was there. So this is a poem for Seraphine. Ugiye he, where are you going? You ask. Kwisoko, I say, I'm going to the market. Your eyes laugh when I can't get the tone right. When I don't say Isoko, but Isoko. Source, like the source of the Nile. Namahoro, is there peace? People greet us as we walk past new election billboards. Children giggle and call me Umuzungu. You've told me it's the word for white person. It means someone you ever see going past, like explorers, slave merchants, colonials, and aid workers in cars. We stop to look at the newest wax Hollande, the latest fashion prints from Congo, while local pannier wrapped in green, red, and yellow parade by. We meander along rickety stalls made of tired bamboo. They sell bright orange palm oil in bottles, rice in any quantity you can imagine, beans, beans, beans. Amahoro ni meza. Yes, there is peace. All is good. This market is as busy as a red anthill. We buy fish capitaine, Nile perch. Our kings live in the green hills, you say. Never see Lake Tanganyika for fear of death. You don't greet the Batwa vendor. Then a word spreads through the crowd. Événement, 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 events. How very Burundian this euphemism for ethnic killings. Vendors pack, vehicles toot and beep, the crowd thins. We bolt and flee across the street, past the Belgian-owned pharmacy, remnant of colonial times. People empty the shelves in fear, compete for sugar, flour, rice, tea, beans, beans, beans. For days, the city pretends to be asleep. Namahoro? No, there is no peace. There is fear in your voice. Don't worry, I say, we're here to bring peace. See, elections are coming, multi-party democracy. You'll win. Everyone will win. Amahoro. You shake your head. You don't know this country, you say. I can't wipe the fear from your spiced almond eyes. What happens next, only the tall grass on the hills can tell. Amahoro umuzungu, ugiye he. Peace, white person. Where are you going? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tineke. Tineke's poem is going to be read in Arabic by Abdulrahman Abu Zayed.
Hello, everybody. Thanks, Tineke, for the lovely poem. إلى سيرافين. شعر تينيكا فاندي إيتكن. تسأل إلى أين أنت ذاهب؟ أسوق. أقول أنا ذاهب إلى السوق. تضحك عندما لا أستطيع أن أنطق الحروف بشكل صحيح. عندما لا أقول أسوق، ليس أسوق مثل منبع النيل. هل يوجد سلام؟ يحيينا الأطفال ونحن نسير عبر اللوحات الإعلانية الجديدة للانتخابات. الأطفال يضحكون وينادوني بأوموزونغو، أي أيها الأبيض. لقد أخبرتني أن كلمة شخص أبيض تعني أن شخصا غريبا لم تراه من قبل، مثل المستكشفين وتجار العبيد والمستعمرين وعمال الإغاثة في السيارات. أظن حتى الآن هذه الكلمة لم تفقد معناها. نتوقف لإلقاء نظرة على زي أفريقي مستورد وأحداث مطبوعات الموضة من الكونغو، في حين أن التنورات المحلية يتم عرضها ملفوفة باللون الأخضر والأحمر والأصفر. نحن نمشي في طريقنا عبر الأكشاك المتهالكة المصنوعة من الخيزران القديم. يبيعون زيت النخيل البرتقالي اللامع في زجاجات، والأرز متوفر بكميات كبيرة، والفاصوليا والفول، ثم المزيد من الفاصوليا. نعم، السلام وكل شيء على ما يرام. هذا السوق مزدحم مثل عش النمل الأحمر. نشتري سمك كابتين وأسماك النيل، لكن ملوككم يعيشون في التلال الخضراء كما تقولون. لو ترى بحيرة تنجانيقة خوفا من الموت. أنت لا تحيي بائع الباتوا المتجول، ثم تنتشر الكلمة بين الحشود. أحداث فظيعة. أحداث. هو بوروندي؟ هذا التعبير الملطف عن القتل العرقي. حزمة الباعة، بوق السيارات والصفير، الحشد رقيق. نتبع الجموع المتدفقة عبر الشارع، نعبر المحلات البلجيكية وهي من آثار الماضي. يفرغ الناس الرفوف خوفا من الجوع. يتنافسون على السكر والدقيق والأرز والشاي والفاصوليا والفول، ثم المزيد من الفاصوليا. لأيام تتظاهر المدينة بأنها نائمة. لا يوجد سلام. هناك خوف من هتافك. لا تقلق، أقول، نحن هنا لتحقيق السلام. انظر، الانتخابات قادمة. الديمقراطية التعددية ستفوز، وسيفوز الجميع. تهز رأسك. أنت تقول أنك لا تعرف هذا البلد. لا أستطيع أن أمسح الخوف من عيونك اللوزية الحارة. ما سيحدث بعد ذلك فقط الأعشاب الطويلة على التلال يمكننا أن يخبرنا به. إلى أين أنت ذاهب؟ الشخص المتجول دائما. هل يوجد سلام؟ أيها الأبيض، إلى أين أنت ذاهب؟
ليلوم الخوف والكوابيس والخيانة، ليلوم الخوف والكوابيس والخيانة، نحنا قدامنا الصباح